This video is going to be for all the people that I've been telling to download Claude Code and have complained that it's been too hard or it makes no sense, it's not useful for me. I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up, first of all, and how it should be relevant to whatever space or industry that you work in. Another thing to note is Claude Code has literally been out for less than 6 months now, I want to say. And if you take the time out of your day to learn this skill, I promise you it will help in the future. There's going to be something that you want to build out or some process that you do on a daily, monthly, weekly basis, and it will be able to make that process 80% more efficient without you having to lift a finger. And for that reason alone, it should be very helpful. All right, let's get to it. First thing we're going to do is walk you through how to set up the Claude Code in an IDE, and then I'll show you guys what my current Claude Code setup is, and then I'll show you guys how to get the most out of Claude Code using best practices, and then the skills that you could potentially build with Claude Code. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to head on over to Claude and you're going to click a plan. So you're going to need the pro plan for this, but I think this will be the best $20 that you will ever spend a month, as the time you get back is way more valuable. Once you get your pro plan, you're going to head on over to Claude Code Overview. By the way, all these links are going to be down below, so you don't even have to search it up. You can just click the link. It'll bring you right over here, and you're going to scroll down. If you're on Mac, you're going to copy this code. If you're on Windows, copy one of these. You're going to open up your terminal. So the way you do that for Mac is you hit Command Space, and you open up Terminal, and it's going to show you something like this. Don't get freaked out. This is the easy part. So you're just going to paste that line of code, and it's going to start downloading. So I already have it downloaded, so it's not going to do anything for me. But for you guys, it's going to say, okay, running, downloading Claude Code, and it's going to download. That's it. After that, you're going to say something like, you're going to type in Claude, and it's going to open up something like this, where it says, I like trust this folder, and you're going to say trust, and voila. So for me, it says welcome back, Austin. For you guys, it might say hello, like welcome. And here is where you're going to type in login, and you're just going to sign in with that same subscription. So it says Claude Code with subscription, so the pro plan, and that's how you're going to be billed. So if you just click one, it'll log you in, it'll bring you to that authorization page. You click authorize, and you're all set for Claude Code. So now we have Claude Code set up in our actual desktop, right? Now we need an interface to mess around with it. So the same way you guys use Claude or Gemini or ChatGPT, we have a typing interface, right? Like something that like a pretty looking UI. The only thing with Claude Code is it's not as pretty of a UI. You're going to have you're going to be coding on it, or you're going to be building something with it, right? So what we need is an IDE, an integrated development environment. And this is where files are hosted, as well as the agent you're able to talk to the agent, and you're able to see the agent manipulate files in real time. So there's two big IDEs out there in the market right now. There's Microsoft Visual Studio, and this is like the OG IDE that's been around since 2015. The other one is Antigravity. So this is Google's new IDE that they actually copied off Visual Studio Code. If you click Google Antigravity, you can hit download, and once that's downloaded and opened, it'll bring you to a screen somewhat similar to this, right? So once you're on a screen like this, stay with me now. All you did right now is you pasted one line of code, you downloaded Claude, now you downloaded another thing called an IDE, and you're going to download Antigravity because it's free, right? Or one of those. And once you have Antigravity downloaded, you're going to start a new work conversation in Workspace, and you're going to open up a folder, and just in your Mac or whatever, you're just going to click folder, you're going to open up a new folder. So this is where your Claude Code is going to live. This is the only thing that it's going to have access to, the only thing that it's going to manipulate. So for the people who are worried that it's going to take over all your passwords and stuff, if you do it like this, it won't. It's just going to stay inside one folder and only have access to the stuff that you put inside that folder. So let's call this test one. So we're going to open this Workspace. Sorry, we're going to open editor. Okay. So this is a layout that you're going to have to get really familiar with. So this is how Antigravity is normally going to open up, and it has Gemini 3 loaded up because that's Google's model, but we want Claude on here. So what we're going to do is we're going to head on over to extensions, hit Claude Code for VS. If you don't see it, you can just type it in, and it'll be the first one. We're going to install, first of all, and that's going to take like 2 seconds, and then we're going to head on over to the little settings button, and we're going to hit allow dangerously skip permissions. So I know that sounds sus because you're just letting Claude Code do whatever it wants, but you should be there physically, like watching what Claude Code is doing, so to make sure that it's not doing anything harmful. And at the end of the day, as long as it's working inside one folder, it's not really going to do anything damaging. And this is how most people use Claude Code, just because if you keep it on the ask before permissions toggle, then it's going to continuously ask you for permissions, and it's just going to deteriorate the productivity and the actual efficiency of the tool. So once that's hit, you can click this little Claude Code button, and you'll have the regular terminal or regular chat interface open up. Once you're in this extensions bar, you want to just click out of it by hitting Explorer, and it'll bring you back to that folder, test one. So now Claude Code lives within this folder, right? So you're going to say, this is now it's as simple as talking to like ChatGPT or a person realistically. Like you're just going to have a conversation with it. So you could say, hello, and it'll respond to you saying, hello, how can I help you today, right? So everything's set up now. Or, well, the first part of actually getting it downloaded on your computer and like having it in the right environment, that part's set up. Now we're going to do like now we're going to be setting up the foundations of a good Claude Code setup, okay? But before we get into that, I'll give you guys more context on how I use it personally, so you guys can see use cases out of it, and then you'll really be convinced to download this and get it set up and start building stuff. Okay, so how do I have my Claude Code set up? I have 3 different agents like you guys saw over here: Axiom, Jarvis, and Atlas. Jarvis, real creative, I know. The way I have them set up is Axiom is like my personal brand operator. So it's like where I do stuff for like the content creation or just like to optimize and make creating this easier for me. Atlas is my AI automation agency assistant. So for those of you who don't know, I also run a AI automation agency where we help small businesses with AI and just transforming their business and hopefully making their processes more efficient using AI, such as voice agents, chatbots, lead generation, etc. This agent right here helps me create those production level workflows as well as just optimizing the business's performance. Last but not least, I have Jarvis, my personal assistant, which just tracks my spending, gives me daily briefs, and then just tracks my progress in general. So what are you guys seeing under each of these? These are all skills that I've built out. And this is what ideally I want to get you guys to understand is the value of Claude Code. So let's take YouTube Summarize, for example, right? The way I learn is by keeping up to date with YouTube in this AI automation space. So there's usually a lot of videos coming out and I don't have the time to sit and watch 2 hours of videos every single day. So I'll head on over to YouTube. I'll type in Claude Code tutorial. And let's take a short one because I don't want to take too long. Okay, let's take why I switched from ChatGPT to Claude, right? I spy on my competitors every day. Let's say, or maybe it was something in your subscriptions tab, right? So you just take the link and I'm going to head on over to my Axiom section. So this is how ideally once you guys start messing around and building out skills, how your setup's going to look. So within your folder, so my folder is named Axiom, I have my CLAUDE.md file, which we'll get to, and then I have skills underneath that, like such as all these, right? It'll know to use the specific skill, YouTube Summarize, and then I'll let it here. So if you guys click the thinking, so this is, okay, this is good. Like I get to explain all these things that I didn't know until someone told me, but I didn't point it out. But there was an ask before edits permission that was toggled. So it's constantly going to ask me for permissions while it's running the task, which sometimes is annoying because let's say you switch on to another tab and it's waiting for you like that, then it's going to stop the entire process, which is why we toggled this little section to bypass permissions. Because this is a very simple task. All you're doing is, or the skill, this is a very simple skill, I should say, because all it's doing is it's fetching the transcript from online from something called YouTube transcript.io. So one of these tools, I think it was this one, it uses this and it takes the transcript just like this and it'll copy over the transcript. It'll use its internal LLM system. So it'll summarize it for me and then it'll connect to my Notion account right over here and it'll drop a summary for me. So here's examples that I've done in the past. And let's see. So got it. Now writing the summary, saving to Notion. After a few minutes of running, it's saved to my Notion. And if I go over here, you can see that video, the channel, the link, they added a little bit of tags just to remember where it's coming from and a perfect summary based off my personal preferences. So I told it, hey, I want a core thesis, I want tactical applications, I want notable quotes, and this is how I formatted the summary to come in every single time. And I could read this instead of actually watching that 10, 20-minute video. You guys can do the same with my current video too, if you wanted. Obviously, this is a very specific use case. I find this very useful because AI is constantly changing and a lot of the most up-to-date news is coming from YouTubers who are posting every single day. But trust me, there are other skills that you build out for your own use case. You just have to have the creativity to think of them and then use Claude to actually execute them. So I'm not going to walk you guys through each of the skills that I have in each of my agents, but now you guys kind of get the setup. You have your main agent with the Claude.md file, and you have skills underneath each of those agents. And skills are basically just automations that run processes by itself. So whenever you wanted to do your monthly credit card expenses, that would just be a skill that you create, customized to yourself, and you would just run it at the end of every single month, and it would just take care of that. 2 universal skills that I highly recommend that you build into each of your agents is 1, a wrap skill, which is basically telling Claude to save the lessons that it learns, prevent repeated mistakes, as well as being able to learn without constant reminders. This will make a lot more sense in the next section that we study. The second skill that I would recommend is a skill builder. So this is basically just this skill is utilized every single time you build out a future skill. So it just uses Claude Code's best practices when building out new skills and ensures every skill is efficient, optimized, and built to last. I'll drop both of these down below. So you don't have to create these or anything. You can just copy and paste the code over and you should be all set to go. And those can be your first 2 skills. Okay, now we're going to talk about best practices. This is where we're going to get a little bit more technical, but don't worry, I'll try to keep it as simple as possible. The first thing you're going to have to understand is a Claude.md file. What is that? It's basically the brain of your agent. It's the only thing they're going to remember every single time you start up a session. So the same way when you guys are talking to ChatGPT or Gemini nowadays, like it remembers certain things in its memory, like such as what's your name and like where do you work and I don't know, etc. Stuff like that, right? That's the same way with Claude.md, but you're telling it the stuff to remember and its goal as an agent. So it's very important to be super detailed and specific with the stuff that you have in the Claude.md file. How to write a good Claude.md file. My recommendation, you search up Claude Code best practices, you head on over to best practices for Claude Code and you copy this entire page because this literally gives an entire framework on how to write a good Claude.md file. So once you copy that, you can head on over to your new interface, you Control V and you paste all that in. After that, you can head to the top and you start talking to it like a conversation and you can start typing, hey, my name is whatever, and you just ramble on about what you want this agent to do. So you could have it be your personal assistant, you could have it be your business assistant, and you would just give it more context. So I personally like to use a voice transcription tool. I highly recommend, I'll link it down below as well. It's called Whisperflow, and it just makes your, you could you could speak faster than you're typing, right? So I just hit FN and I'll be like, hey, my name is Austin. I want you to be my personal assistant. I want you to track all my emails every single day. I want you to send me morning briefs in the morning, consisted of all the news that I'm interested in, such as finance and politics and etc. I also want you to, teach me something new about Claude Code every single day. Just shoot me a message or something. And you just talk to it, right? You ramble on about 2-3 minutes about what you want what you want to use this agent for, and you hit enter, and it'll create a CLAUDE.md file for you. So here, if you hit thinking, you can see what it's proactively trying to understand, and now it's asking me to clarify, hey, what am I? What do you want to build? Your daily Claude Code tip. And here I'm getting the commands again, so this is where I would hit bypass permissions and let it do its work, right? Create me a CLAUDE.md file based off this information. Yeah, now it understands. So it's going to do its thing. It's going to use the best practices as well as all the context I gave it, and it's going to create me a CLAUDE.md file, and it's going to place it right underneath here. And after that, it's going to build out skills. So here we go. Name, Austin, I want Claude to act as a personal assistant, not just a coding tool, morning brief, finance, and stuff like that. And now it's going to say, hey, let's start building out these. That's all it takes, right? So now you're set up with the foundation. So now we're going to get into the technical nitty-gritties of Claude Code. The first thing you have to understand is there's a token limit. So for this conversation that we're having right here, there's a 200K token limit. So every single time I'm texting, I think it's like 1 character per word, something similar to that. And the CLAUDE.md file itself is like 10K tokens. And every single time you send a message, it reads that CLAUDE.md file. So you can text a total of like 10 to 15 times before that context window is guaranteed to fill up, because this is getting read every single time, which is why the CLAUDE.md file is very critical to make sure that it's lean, but it has everything necessary to act efficiently. That's what I go over right here. So CLAUDE.md file, 10K tokens per message. After you hit that 200K, it's not the worst. It's not the end of the world. It's just going to compact, and it's going to remember the most important parts of that conversation and then free up space so you can give more detail. Or continue the conversation, I should say. So what makes a great CLAUDE.md file? Role and context, so who you are, what your goals are, what the target audience is, rules, what to do, what to never do, tone and formatting, output standards, so if you want a file to look a certain way, formatting, stuff like that. This is important. So try to remember, like, Claude is just like, it's a conversational agent, right? So you don't want to just give it straight up instructions all the time. You want it to ask you questions and give it more and more context and more inputs. So always ask it, hey, ask me questions to build the best CLAUDE.md file. But better use case is like, okay, when you're building out this email provider, right? You want to say, hey, ask me questions before you build out the email daily brief or whatever. And these are perfect scenarios where you don't want bypass permissions. You actually want to toggle it to plan mode before it builds out the skill. So this is where it can come up with the most efficient and best route of going about building the skill out. And it'll ask you questions, getting more context, and perfecting the skill. It even lays it out like it's a multiple choice question. So it doesn't get easier than this. You can hit email provider, Gmail, delivery, email to myself. Stack, it would be, I don't know, use the best one that you want to use. Where it runs, your local Mac, right? So you submit the answers and voila. And it'll start building it out. So things, I'm not going to actually build this out, right? Because I already have one, but it'll probably ask you for, what's your email? Can I get permissions to this? And that is when you toggle it on to bypass permissions and you just let it cook, let it do its thing, and it'll build out the skill, and you'll have it right here. And every single morning you'll get a daily brief, something like that, right? So back to here. This is what we were talking about last time, so making sure it learns from its mistakes. The reason why I say that is, as we talked about, the CLAUDE.md file is the only thing that it remembers every single time you start up a session. So if it learns anything or it makes any mistakes and you want to prevent that next time, you want a function or a skill such as wrap where it remembers those things and it improves your CLAUDE.md file. And it'll do this all automatically. You literally tell it, hey, I'm going to log off for the day. Can you just remember all the lessons learned and where we left off? And it'll update the CLAUDE.md file and your skills based off whatever lessons it learned. So there's no manual task here. Like, you're just talking to it. You don't have to actually go into your CLAUDE.md file and edit stuff. Like, okay, power tips. So with Claude comes 3 different models. There's the Haiku model, which is for quick questions, small edits. Sonnet model, which is default, and that's the one that we're talking to right now, and it's good for building. Docs, simple stuff as well. Opus is where you actually get into like the very technical stuff where you're trying to build out something pretty complicated, or you're trying to debug something. We touched on this before, but I should have mentioned that it's not just the CLAUDE.md file. There's going to be a memory MD file, which is going to be its long-term memory. So the stuff that isn't as critical to know at the moment, but just in case, it'll have it there. The third thing is keeping the CLAUDE.md file simple. So as long as you use this best practices, it should do it for you automatically, but it's just re-emphasizing how important the CLAUDE.md file is. Okay, last but not least, the skills you can actually build with Claude Code today and more. This is just as like inspiration, and maybe something here comes out to you and it's like, oh wait, that would actually be really useful. And hopefully you actually follow these steps and download Claude Code and set up your agent. For a personal life agent, you could set up something like a daily briefing, credit card tracker, a travel planner that takes down itineraries and packing lists, goal progress. Let's say you're trying to create habits. It'll track all those for you. It'll compare and contrast at the end of each month so you know if you're making progress or not. It'll write weekly reviews. You can even journal to it daily if you wanted to. That might be a little bit more information than I would want to give to an AI, but email drafter. So it'll reply in your tone every single time. So imagine the tool where you're posting on social media, or even you have to send out a lot of emails every single day, and you feed it with a bunch of context of emails that you've written in the past, let's say like 10 to 50, and every single time it'll draft a beautiful email in your tone. So it doesn't even sound like an AI. It'll sound exactly like yours, and it'll do it all by itself. Like the power of this really comes from when you're talking to ChatGPT. It could do the same exact thing, right? But you would have to copy and paste it into Gmail, change the subject line, copy and paste that as well, change the to section or whatever, and send it out. This can do all that. You connect it with Gmail, you give it access to these tools, and it will automatically be able to draft that email and send it out as well. If you don't want it to send it out, you can stop it at drafting it, and you can just check the draft, make sure everything's good, and then send it off. It just makes certain processes more efficient, right? Network tracker? I think I meant net worth tracker or something. But yeah, okay, so that's a personal life agent. If you want to do a business agent, same thing, daily work briefing, competitive research, weekly business review, invoice tracker, client onboarding, meeting summarizer, proposal generator. So imagine being able to build out a full PDF or full PowerPoint in your personal brand colors and just send it out. These are use cases, I will say, that are more tailored to someone like me in my current situation. But if you use a little bit of creativity, I promise you, you guys can think of little processes that you guys do on a daily or weekly or monthly basis that you guys can make it more efficient as well. So that is hopefully a pretty concise tutorial on how to get your Claude Code set up and actually start building out a CLAUDE.md file as well as a skill file. And I'll drop down these two skills down below, so those can be your first two, and enjoy building. Good luck. Bye.